Hello, everybody. Welcome to SNKronize. My name is James Chen.
I'm Olaf. I like warm hugs.
Okay. Is that a quote from Frozen? Yes,
yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right.
My name is Olaf, and I like warm hugs.
Oh, man. All right.
Definitely my favorite character that my name is not based on.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I mean, do they still think you're named after him, or do some people?
Oh, it's definitely on the list.
Yeah, okay,
The only people who know it's not are the ones who know that the name is older than that.
Right,
So-
yes. Exactly. So.
Apple juice.
Oh, I should probably turn down the volume of that message.
Apple
Because
juice.
I'm waiting for
Yes,
Kitty to get back to us.
Yes, so Kitty will be joining us digitally in just a little bit, but she is
Indisposed.
indisposed right now. So I guess, I mean, what we could talk about first is just the Advanced Strike stuff, right? So obviously last week we talked about it, and wow, they gave us a new mechanic before
the
championships, right? Which, fortunately enough time for people to get used to it, but the original kind of impression that we had was, it'll be there and we're not sure how much it'll affect the meta and such, but I know you've been labbing it a lot now.
Kind of obsessively,
Yeah.
like ranging from bugs to trying to find practical applications.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I will say first and foremost is I did the unthinkable, and I looked around at some of the content vultures on YouTube.
Oh, right, okay.
And
okay.
saw a match between E.T. and Lagia.
Mm-hmm.
And E.T.'s geese was using it like it had been in the game since day one.
Oh, no. Because
Like,
it's so good, right? I mean,
it's not.
it's not?
It's really, like, for being what looks like a broken mechanic, they did a really good job of not making it actually overwhelming. Because I've also seen footage of, like, Xiaohai and one or two other players, they see that green flash and they just hit roll, and you just die. Like, they actually can react to it.
Yeah,
But then, like, E.T. is just like, I'm going to run up and do a situation where you might want to throw, and I'll throw it out, or I'll hit you on a reset, or I'll go for the jump and whatever. And, like, in a first to 3, I saw him use it, like, 10 times.
Okay.
And it only actually hit once or twice, but, if it's blocked, it's free anyway. So
Right, I know,
whatever.
that's what I was about to say. It's just like there's no negatives to it, kind of.
Yeah,
in a
it's
way.
really the startup is the only problem.
Right. I mean, it's a tough situation, again, for me, because it's like, oh, here's a new thing to react to, And I'm just like, man, reaction stuff, so.
Yeah. It being completely free on block is kind of silly. It's got some great utility. I'm definitely at the point now where I genuinely like it. Like, I genuinely do like the mechanic. Even with the freebie, actually, because it carries enough risk and is shitty enough on startup that, like, you can't just fucking do it most of the time.
Right. But, I mean, outside of reversal roll, if you have a situation where you can get it meaty enough, is there anything you can do?
No, you roll. You
Just-
roll or you block it. It's only like +1 or +2 on block.
Right.
So a lot of situations, like, yeah, I'm plus on block. If I hit my fastest button, we're still trading.
Right, okay.
So it's
Depending
not
if
the end of the
you're-
world.
If you're a 4-frame character or a 5-frame character.
Or, I mean, even range-based. Like,
Right.
you might not hit them just in time.
Right.
Or, there's a bunch of things. And then there's also, like, I'm going to throw out my 4-frame normal. Well, I just did a fucking DP anyway. Like, there might...
Right,
Because there's layers to it then. It's like, he's plus on block. He's not in throw range. What are you going to do? Are you going to block and stay minus? You're going to throw out a DP because he wants to do
Right.
something.
I mean, you turn it into Street Fighter V at that point in time.
Except
right?
without
So-
the throw layer.
Well, without the throw layer and without the fact that you have to spend meter for an EX, right? A lot of
Yeah.
characters just can DP, which is... I miss so much. So.
Yeah, and I mean, they still also did find the good balance where heavy DPs are slower than shit. So you can't always just do it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I was actually encountering that running sets with one of my friends over the weekend where he would, like, jump in. And it was a little deep, and I did a heavy DP, and he landed and blocked, and I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Gotta use light DPs more,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. But, I mean, even still, I mean, if light DPs can steal your turn back after blocking an advanced strike, that's fine, dude. Like more.
Dude, I don't even care if
it.
the EX does. If I can just melt somebody.
Right,
Because also, EXDPs do a lot of fucking damage in this game.
Yeah.
They're like level 1 supers.
Right, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
If you can DP in those situations, right? So.
Yeah. So actually, Miguel's pointing out, like, finding Advanced Strike really funny. And I was telling you earlier, like, Advanced Strike is the most accidentally hilarious mechanic I have seen in, like, I don't even know how long. Just the zany situations it creates, or, you know, if I'm just fucking around in the lab, I find really dumb shit. Like, if Dinosaur tries to super, and you're far enough away, he dies.
Right, yeah.
Just silly shit.
I mean, it's interesting because, like... I mean, maybe, like we said last week, it seems like SNK was just trying to throw things and kind of cause some chaos for the finals, make it a little zanier. And I mean, it feels like this kind of has that potential, right?
It does. The thing is, again, like, the mechanic literally exists so that newer players don't always lose to wake-up throw.
Right, okay.
That's what it exists for. It's to add a layer of rock, paper, scissors to Oki that nobody asked for except for, like, mid to low level players.
Right. I mean, who was the one that I remember seeing complain about I think it was Freenol who was complaining about the wake up throws the most, right?
Yes.
Was it him? Yeah, it was Freenol, right?
Yeah.
Does he like Advanced Strike right now for that
Last
reason?
I've seen, he was pretty happy about it. But I haven't followed it since.
Right.
And no. The mechanic is way better thought out than adding chaos. Releasing it before SWC is adding chaos.
You're right, exactly. Nobody. People are calling it Freenol Strike.
Good.
That's amazing.
Dude, you almost popped your mic with that laugh.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's just because it's so funny that all of us thought of him first, you know, for that. But yeah, again, like, if this was released for Season 3, I'd be all like, this is awesome, cool, great, this is so cool. It shakes things up. But, like, a month before the finals, like, I'm like, oh, God, it shakes things up. Oh, my God. Like, they just added this mechanic. Like, I'm not really too concerned about what it does, how well it's thought out and stuff. I'm worried about how much it affects the meta, and if that's just too messed up for people in a month to figure out how to use,
I mean,
right?
I'm really wondering if someone is going to have the huevos to run Duelon at finals.
Right?
Going from literally bottom 1 to, like, mid-tier, maybe, he might be pretty okay.
That's what I said. Like, when the patch came in, I was like, there might be good enough reason, especially, what if you just find something, you're like, oh, God, this setup is disgusting, and nobody else knows about this. Like, so, it's funny, I was having a conversation with a bunch of old school players. Someone was like, wrote a post complaining about, like, Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5 were actually trash this whole entire time. And it's like, here's all these problems, here's all these mistakes, like, all these things. And I was like, the thing about it is, like, that this conversation was another conversation. Oh, no, it was a different conversation. We were just talking about, like people were giving away too much information, or, like, top players are expected to help a lot more, or talk and, you know, help each other and stuff. And we were just basically talking about save that shit for nationals.
Yeah.
Right? And I was saying, like, it applied more back in the day to not have top players tell stuff because you could save that shit for nationals.
Yeah, because we didn't have Twitter and YouTube.
Right. we are in a situation right now where top players are better off telling other people how to beat them, because if you try to save shit for nationals, someone else is going to find it anyway, and you just wasted your time, right? Mm-hmm. The thing about Advanced Strike, or Duelon, I should say, is that it's close enough that you can save that shit for nationals.
In theory. There are some Duelons out there who are just posting everything and be like, yeah, this character's kind of gross.
Right,
I like it. What are you going to do? You know, what do you do with, like, you know, meaty fireball, dash up, instant overhead, option select?
Right,
oh, fuck!
Exactly.
Like, the fact that it's instant overhead into a fireball into option select.
Right. But also, keep in mind, like, that's kind of like the obvious stuff, but what if there is literally something someone finds that's broken? So when Vi found the Vi CC, like, that's a glitch. Like, that's literally wasn't intended, and he was like, whoa, you can't block this if you're standing. And
Lol.
he held it until the finals, which again was one of the greatest moments because John Choi, who had never seen it, started using it back on him just based off of what Vi was doing to him.
Because also, let's sing the praises of adjusting on the fly like that.
Right,
You know, going from, the fuck was that? Oh, that's what that was. Oh, sick.
I'll use it too.
In the span of a 2 out of 3.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
golly.
And so it was pretty crazy. Well, actually, in the grand final, well, Joy was doing it before that, but grand finals was 4 out of 7. Remember, we were doing 4 out of 7 grand finals at that time.
I just said in the span of, not actual dirt.
Yeah.
I assumed it was at least a 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
So.
But regardless, I just wondered, like, Duelon, is he gonna have like some sort of just like completely messed up setup that someone hasn't found yet? You know.
So one of the things too is that like Duelon might be the most significantly buffed character by having Advanced Strike. Because he's one of those characters like, I'm going to throw a fireball and I'm going to teleport, and I got thrown.
Oh.
But now he can do, I'm going to throw a fireball and I'm going to teleport and I'm going to do Advanced Strike.
Right.
And you're going to hold this shit.
Right, okay. Because basically, when he does the fireball and to teleport, he's kind of right next to you for a lot of the mix-ups, in which the wake-up throw would have beat him originally.
It shit all over him before this patch.
Well, because before he couldn't cancel the fireball into the command dash, right?
Into the forward command dash, that's true. But he also has a lot of really cool like air resets and stuff.
Okay.
Like
gotcha.
his EX air stretchy arm is a juggle anywhere.
Right.
And it gives him like really gross air resets from anything, and you can place all this cool positioning, but 90% of his mixes left him point blank.
Yeah, I still wonder, like, I mean, obviously this was to address the wake-up throw stuff, and wake-up throw didn't exist in older games.
Not to the same degree.
Right. I'm just wondering why they never just fixed that, you know, like the wake-up throw thing.
Core design decisions is that they want to have the one-frame throw that beats normals.
Yeah.
Because that's all it is. It's not even that it's one frame, it's that it takes priority over normals instead of meaties beating the throw.
Right. It's Super Turbo. Super Turbo, that's how it works. Wake-up throws beat meaties. Like they just did, because they were, you press the button, hey, it worked.
Yeah, but there's also no input buffer.
Right, yeah.
So this one has like, I think it's, what is it, like a 4 or 5 frame input buffer window just for normals, and raw throw counts as a normal.
Right, so it's really
and you can still double tap it on top of that.
So it's really easy to do. So
yeah,
I mean, even John is saying that like it wasn't, you couldn't do wake up throw in any previous KOF. So it's just weird that they just decided to leave it in, didn't try to patch that out or anything like that. It's really kind of interesting. So yeah, and you don't even necessarily want to mash one button for us, like
especially like you're a Chen, just press both.
Yeah, actually, once you, in fact, I didn't even start doing this until after Street Fighter 4, because I wasn't thinking about pianoing and plinking stuff. But now, like, whenever I try to go for tick throws or reverse throws, like, even in hyper fighting with Honda, I would actually tap 3 buttons, because he could throw with 3 of his buttons.
That makes sense.
You would just kind of piano all 3 of them and just give yourself the best chance to do it.
Yeah, like I definitely did like some pianoing back in the day, but it wasn't until I watched like a tutorial on Third Strike that I really understood that you could do 1, 2, 3, and then the negative edge releasing 1, 2, 3, and I was like, oh Jesus, that is 6 frames of possible super that you didn't have.
That was for pianoing the supers, for sure. Yeah. To be honest, it's very obvious to me, says John in the chat, that SNK is trying to find the balance between offense and defense and letting the player on wake up not just get ran over, which has been sort of a trend with KOF and would be much worse in 15 with the combo damage output it has. I mean, to be fair...
doubling down on that, especially compared to 14.
Right, yeah.
Like, because everything about 14 is a fucking adjustment, or everything in 15 is adjustment from 14's mistakes.
Right, yeah. I mean... which is for better or for worse, but, you know...
I'm not sure that I can think of any for worse.
Right. Well, I'm saying using that mentality is a for better or for worse.
Yeah.
Street Fighter V originally was everything that Street Fighter 4 wasn't supposed to be, and it would definitely suffered for that.
Yeah.
But to be fair to John's comment there, I don't even think that, you know, it's... Dude, fighting games are just like this now. Like, the trend in fighting games to make it so that the player on Wake Up just gets run over is so strong right now. Like, every game is like that. It's crazy. Like, you get knocked down in fighting games these days, like, it sucks, dude.
You know what? I will still take that over any Bison knockdown in 4 and 5.
You mean for, like, vortexes? Or
no, Bison. Because Bison didn't have vortex.
Right,
you were just kind of, like, in a bad place. And, like, I really think that, like launch Street Fighter V Bison getting a knockdown, I think was scarier than a lot of like some of the current stuff, except Guilty Gear, because Guilty Gear is all Oki, you die.
Right. I mean, Guilty Gear's like that right now. Even Street Fighter VI is like that right now.
Yeah.
God, going back to Under Night, I have forgotten how much that game is just pretty much you get knocked down and you pray kind of thing, and which is why my current inside joke is having plus frames when you tech a throw is a good thing in Under Night.
Also, actually, the Forest is just making me think, playing Street Fighter 2 about the pushback on like light DPs and stuff. So one of the other interesting things to note is that Advanced Strike has like dick for knockback on block.
Oh, okay,
it leaves you surprisingly close.
Which is why you can take your turn afterwards pretty easily.
You can take your turn almost anywhere, and some characters literally anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, what's interesting is, like, the reason why I bring that up is because you look at a game like Street Fighter 2, right? And even then, cross-ups weren't that ambiguous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if a cross-up was from the front, your DP would beat it every time. And if it was a cross-up and your DP would lose, it was almost always obvious when the cross-up was coming. Getting knocked down and getting blown up isn't necessarily a thing that has to happen in fighting games. But it's just how it is right now, dude. Like, fighting games, they want to murder you for getting knocked down. Now,
well, it's one of those things because they know that people want to do cool shit,
right?
And if I can get a knockdown and get Oki, that means I'm gonna do cool shit,
right?
Because I mean,
Jasmine is smart. She knows what side of the TV we're looking at. I mean, honestly, she does. So,
and it's just one of those, like, I think fighting game devs know what people want, regardless of what the people say. Because people say they want an honest, balanced, footsies-based fighting.
Nobody wants that. And every game that they think has it, that they love, they're all wrong, except maybe VF. VF is always the game that ruins all of my conversations, because I'm always like, show me a game that plays like...
You could literally just hang up a sign back here that says, like, asterisk, except virtual fighting.
Right, because, like, I was talking about, you know, so this was the conversation about Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5 were actually trash in the past, right? And I was like, you know what? The guy's complaint is correct, because I could do the same thing about Third Strike and Super Turbo and MVC2, and I was like, most of the games that we enjoy are because they're messed up, you know, because they're kind of garbage. And I was like, you show me like, the best fighting games are the ones that play in a way that the devs didn't intend.
So I actually just watched a YouTube video talking about exactly this.
Oh yeah,
that this like homogenization and bug fixing is ruining fighting games.
Right. So let me just finish, because I literally said, show me a fighting game that plays like the devs intended, and I will show you a boring fighting game. And someone's like, VF, and I was like, God damn it! Why does VF keep ruining everything that I want to say, dude? Oh, man.
I mean, I would also asterisk say, like, later Guilty Gear XX franchise, because Daisuke's fucking nuts.
Well, so wait, what?
Like Accent Core, like, now, because Midnight Carnival and Reload, definitely not.
Wait, they're not what?
Oh, they are played as the devs intended, for better or for worse. That they're fucking nuts, and and they're not boring.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know, because so much of Guilty Gear until Strive has been a product of bugs, right? The you know, Faust being able to do the instant fall, jump kick with the faultless defense air stuff is a bug. Jump install was all a bug. Roman cancel was kind of as a result of a bug. You know, like, all that stuff.
But by the same logic, Ryu's crouching medium kick into fireball is a bug.
Right, it's true, but I mean, not to this extent. I feel like these are clearly like, this is fucked up.
It's just how history like changes the future.
Right, and they had to preserve it for Exerd and stuff.
Fucking Reload is godlike. Reload is the best XX game. Don't at me. So it seems like me and John are on the same page here. I fucking love Reload.
I really enjoyed Reload, but that's also because if you don't count plus R, because Accent Core got plus R years later. If you don't count that, Johnny kept getting nerfed in every fucking XX game.
I will never forget, that as long as I live, one of the greatest things I've ever seen was Guilty Gear Reload actually had the worse than Johnny tier threshold.
Yeah.
Is your character playable? Are they worse than Johnny tier?
Yeah. I mean, Accent Core made you quit Guilty Gear probably because I'm going to guess of Potemkin. Potemkin and Accent Core was a nightmare.
Accent Core Testament's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
The thing is that Slash and Accent Core Testament is what got me to stop playing Guilty Gear because I felt like they took away elements of the character I loved.
Yeah. I mean, it's honestly one of the reasons why I haven't gone so hard into Strive with Johnny right now because he's so different.
I am a Testament player.
Yeah.
I did not get Testament back.
Right, yeah. Oh God! Don't talk to me about Accent Core Zappa.
Zappa's always fucked up, even when he's bad.
Try it when you're playing Johnny and you can't dash and block. Okay, like that's who my friend
Dogs
played.
for days.
So remember when I've told the story that when I used to play Accent Core, I would go to my friend's house and we would play for like 10 hours straight to the point where we stood up. It hurt.
Yeah, like you do.
He was a Zappa player, and so like every time the ghosts came out, I'd be like, "Fuck, the ghosts are the worst for Johnny." And then he would get the sword, and I'd be like, fuck, the sword is the worst for Johnny. And then he would get the dog, and I was like, God damn it, the dog is the worst for Johnny. Dude, they all sucked. Like, that was such a shitty fight. I hated that fight. And I was very vindicated years and years later, finally, when I was talking to Tasty Steve, and he was like, in Accent Core, he's like, oh yeah, that fight is not good for Johnny at all. Because people also don't remember Tasty Steve is one of the best Zappas in the country in Accent Core time. So he was amazing at Zappa. So
so Miguel, just for like parallels on that one, that's why I play Ramlethal whenever I play Strive. Because that's actually the closest to Old Testament that I feel. I don't hate playing Ramlethal, but it's still not Old Testament.
Yeah.
I mean, I really wanted to pick up Trish in Marvel 3 because she was just budget Testament. Except not with any good qualities whatsoever.
Right. Yeah, it was tough.
Trish's best quality is the least Testament thing, of course.
Because my favorite thing about Johnny was the miscanceling.
Yeah.
Right? And basically, there's like one very, very small situation where doing a miscancel as a combo is useful. You still do it on block because it's just better recovery. But again, you don't. So one of the cool things about Johnny was that the startup of Mistfinder would speed up with every level of coin, right? Even just by a frame or two. But that just meant that the higher level you had, the more your miscancel pressure was stronger. Mm-hmm. And all of that is gone, and so it's just been weird trying to get used to him, honestly. So, oh man. And that's actually one of the reasons why I had thought about just moving to Bridget, because I heard Bridget was, or I could just keep playing Potemkin, frankly, because now Potemkin, I mean, he's still not great, but now I can fly through the air, and it's kind of funny. So.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep playing KOF badly.
Yeah.
And I came to a conclusion, though, is that if I could get 2 characters up to my Mary's level, I would actually be a competitor.
Yeah.
Because my Mary's, actually legitimate, and then the rest of my characters are like, oh, I guess I play them.
It's because Mary's broken and she carries people. I'm kidding. I still hate her.
Literally, the strongest, honest character ever. Except maybe Geese now. Geese is still pretty honest, but he's bullshit.
Maybe Geese, yeah, but... Oh, man. Yeah, they can't. I mean, again, Guilty Gear. As much as people get mad about how Strive is different, they were not bashful about completely changing characters even between games.
And for the third time tonight, for better or for worse.
Right. Although, to be fair, the degree at which Testament got changed in Strive and Johnny got changed in Strive and Elfelt got changed in Strive is far beyond.
It's jarring.
It's far beyond.
Yeah,
I mean, they're different characters. Like, they're literally different characters, practically.
I will say, like, Elfelt is the one character that I went from don't care to interested in Strive.
Interesting.
Like, if I were to pick up Strive, that she's actually a character I would try out.
Huh, interesting. Okay.
But yeah, no, like, it's very much at that point, like, I understand, like, lore and character loyalty and stuff, but I'm just like, there is not a single element of Testament that I liked that is still in this character.
Right. It's tough, because, like, I swear, like, this is my Isla problem, too. This is my Tanya problem. It's just, like, every time I see something interesting, it's the least interesting part of their game that turns out to be the strongest. Because when I first saw Elfeld, I was like, she looks cool. I kind of want to try her. I just want to use the aiming thing and shoot at people all day.
Hey, but you got Happy Chaos later.
It's not the same. It's not the same. So, but yeah, I mean, obviously she, that wasn't really how Elfeld played at all, right? So she was more about the shotgun in the corner. And then the unblockable pine bomb situations and stuff. So
yeah,
you know.
it's find ways to remove the opponent from the game.
Right, exactly. So
So
like I said,
your character is your character is instantly good if you can prevent the other person from playing.
Oh yeah, and again, that's what modern fighting games is now.
I mean, that's why half of Dragon Ball FighterZ is viable.
Right.
That's the whole fucking game.
I mean, someone mentioned DNF Duel earlier. There's another one that's just about preventing people. And like I said, right now, I had forgotten how much Under Night is like that. I had also forgotten just how complicated the characters are. If people are really mad about fighting games simplifying characters, even the new characters are ridiculous.
Under Night characters in BB Tag were complex.
Right, dude. And you know what the funny thing is? Yuzuriha, I could play her in BB Tag because she was so not complex.
Yeah, she got way simplified.
And she was still kind of complex. And then you go back to Under Night and you're like, what the hell is this
So
character?
the funny thing is, though, is that I have both sides of the problem. Is that I played Carmine in BB Tag, who is like glue-eatingly simple comparatively. And it's great. But then conversely, I actually found BB Tag Hilda boring.
Oh, yeah, okay. I see that.
But I also, by the same token, I played Mai in BB Tag because there's no way I'm playing her in Blaze Blue. Fuck no. Not having to worry about just input tippers and shit.
Dude, the new characters that they added to Under Night, so Kaguya, the girl with the guns, she really just spends her entire time flipping around and air dashing past you and stuff.
Oh, isn't she the new Noelle?
Sort of.
The one, like, when they did the reveal trailer, everyone was like, that's just Noelle.
No, that was Elfelt.
Oh, that's the new that's Elfelt. That's right.
That was
that's
Elfelt.
Right. Elfelt did
that.
Elfelt was the new Noelle. Yeah. That's right.
But Kaguya, like, so in other words, like, you do the command dash, but now...
Accurate.
Right, the spin kick you have to do as a fireball because she's swapping sides and all. Dude, she was like... The trials were with my left-right dyslexia.
Oh,
they were
God.
bodying me for a little bit. And yeah, they are not scared of making their characters strangely complicated. So
Kitty is trying to get her business squared away so that she can join us soon.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of complicated characters, even Londrekia, who they added in Uniclaire, I was just doing his trials. Whoever...
Spell that for me?
Londrekia. Londrekia.
All right,
Londrekia.
cool.
And,
by the way, I haven't played an Under Night since the first expansion version.
Eunice, you mean?
Yeah, Eunice.
No, I haven't either, honestly.
I skipped Claire entirely.
Yeah, so I do, like... First of all, whoever designed his trials, I don't know who hurt him. Like, his trials are so annoying, dude. Like, they made some... Oh, my God. There's one trial that, like, starts in the corner, and I didn't realize how his ice frozen state works, and so if you don't reset it, you can't do the combo. And so I sat there for like an hour not resetting it, trying to do this combo, and I couldn't do it. It was making me mad. So
I mean, I'm one of those guys that anytime I drop a combo in a trial, I instantly reset the whole room. So
yeah,
I don't ever try to pick up off on it unless I know that like I know the combo and I'm just like redoing it, and then I know if I do it in the corner, it works fine anyway.
Yeah, but
like we're talking Street Fighter 4 trials and shit.
It's weird because he has a Rekka move that you can switch between the A, B, and C's anytime in the middle of it, but if you use the same button twice in a row, that follow-up is always the same regardless of which button you use twice. So you can do B, B, C, and it'll do the B one, and then do the follow-up, and then into the C. But you can do B, C, B, which will just do B, C, B. Or you can do C, 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 which will do C into the follow-up into the C. Like, it's really weird how they did it.
That's kind of awesome, actually.
Yeah, they did it. And then all of them can be held, like, to be turned into an actual low, into an actual overhead, because you increase their startup frames, basically, so...
Yeah, keep an eye on the Discord, by the way, so in case Kitty actually pings you.
Okay. But yeah, no, I'm really glad to be playing Under Night again. And it's funny, too, because a lot of people originally, back when Uniel was popular, everyone's like, what's the closest game to Under Night? And a lot of people would say KOF. Because they were like, it's horizontal-ish. There's a lot of air stuff, and the characters are kind of messed up. So, oh, man. But, what does Nathan do, too? I don't know why Nathan likes to stare at the monitor like that.
I think it's because also it gets a little warmer, so he just gets this wall of warmth. Oh my god, he's licking it.
Is he? Did he lick the monitor?
Yes. Oh, that or he was just doing, like, smackities. But his face is all up on it.
Jesus, okay.
But yeah, I think it just might be that it's a little warm.
I'm moving the mouse in front of his face.
And he's like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah. The problem is he's sitting right in the middle now, so there's nowhere...
Yeah, so basically I can read the chat, but I can't read who typed it.
Yeah, exactly. Ah, jeez.
There we go. That'll
just
do.
try to do that. All right. But yeah, sorry for derailing the whole entire thing.
Something Advanced Strike.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I've definitely been labbing it aggressively, trying to find... So the thing is, though, Advanced Strike, you know, on hit, when it works, whatever, automatically drops you down to 50% damage scaling. So it's been fun trying to see, like, optimal damage off of the situations, especially based on meter.
And very importantly, which I hadn't seen anybody talk about until you did, was that because they're plus on block, it probably just has to do with the fact that Advanced Strikes recover faster, which means you have better combos than Shatter Strike.
You get way better way more time on the crumple to hit.
Right.
So there's a lot of moves that can't hit on a Shatter Strike crumple that can hit on the Advanced Strike crumple.
Right. So in other words, you can get, even though it's scaled, you can get better combos off of
significantly better.
Right. And then some characters can just shit out damage depending on, like, I just saw your Sylvie clip, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, Sylvie doing whatever she wants.
Because what? She just does the strike, raw max, level 1, level 2, level 3, right?
Except for the fact that you can actually throw her fireball out before the level 1 super and super cancel it on whiff, and the fireball will connect when you OTG him.
Oh, so you
get a little more
damage. Okay, yeah.
Hi, I'm Olaf.
This is Olaf. This is the SNKronize show. So normally when I stream by myself, I'm by myself. But when we every Wednesday, some Wednesdays,
scheduled Wednesday.
Yes, we do SNKronize, which is a show for SNK talk. So there you go. John has the FU rock. Yeah,
that rock combo's grotesque.
He can do it too.
Yeah,
only if he's charged up though.
Yeah,
so at least it takes.
Again, installed rock might be the best character in the game.
Right.
You just have to get there.
It's oiled Hakan, basically. Right. Yeah.
Except way more obvious.
Right. Or even level 4 Jamie. Right.
No, we're talking like level 4 Frank. Like, he kind of dumb.
But at least, like I said, it's hard to get there.
Yeah.
Right. Because even if you wanted to do the Advanced Strike 1, 2, 3, he would have had to have already spent 3 meters.
Yeah.
Right?
Now, that being said, like, at the event we were at in Vegas, there was definitely someone who had an anchor rock, was getting OCV'd, rock got installed, and reverse OCV.
Right, yeah.
And, like, kind of free.
Yeah. We already did, Narlove. I don't know. Can you not hear us? Anyways, okay. Yeah, so, it just, I mean, again, it's funny because, like I said, I'm not sure people are looking at Advanced Strike as detailedly as you've been doing. So.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, there's also a difference between being a lab monster and then like being a competitor, because like anyone who's going to the SWC finals is probably just throwing it out in matches and seeing what happens and trying to feel it out. I'm the one who's like, all right, let's look at numbers and the hitboxes and. Yeah.
But those things are important, too. So.
Yeah, because, like, if you do get, like, a good advanced strike, especially, like, the throw counter one, you should be able to optimize your damage out of it. Mm-hmm. And so, even if you just do, like, 2 or 3 hits into a super, like, that's something.
Right.
But if you can do cool shit, you probably should.
Yeah, and, you know, if you just think it's Shatter Strike, it's not, right?
No.
So,
no.
Yeah.
Also, she's trying to work on it.
Okay. Yeah. No, she hasn't messaged me yet. So yeah. Well, there's a hitbox viewer.
So someone actually like created a mod that just actually installs a full hitbox viewer.
Oh, that's cool.
I haven't actually installed it yet, but I actually am going to probably pretty soon.
It would be really cool. Because I know they did it for Granblue already, that somebody already created the frame meter for Granblue. If they can create a frame meter for KOF, because I swear to God, I do not know how to lab fighting games anymore without that thing, dude. It's crazy. That frame meter is so nice.
Dude, one of my favorites is someone posted a video of Billy doing his anti-air stick versus Yamazaki's anti-air whip, and the hitbox and hurtbox relations are... tragic.
Sad for Billy. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, and by the way, I am not an OG KOF player. He's an OG KOF player. I am not the OG KOF player.
You're a Street Fighter fella, fundamentally.
I've been playing
I've dragged you kicking and screaming into the SNK fandom. Is actually what happened.
Oh man.
James is a CVS2 player.
Yeah,
for sure.
Basically.
Like I played CVS2 badly. He played it pretty well.
It was one of the games that I was good at. I'm sad that I don't remember most of it at this point, but you know.
It's only been 20-something years.
Yeah, but I mean, the fortunate thing about Super Turbo is I just never really stopped playing it. Yeah. There was always just points at which I kept playing, so. But yeah, I mean, again, it was just, I mean, back then, I mean, like, I didn't even really play Tekken. I didn't even really play Soul Calibur back in the day, so. Who did I play in CVS2? It's an interesting question because it changed a lot. It kept changing.
As depending on your comfort zone and as the meta evolves.
Yeah. I mean, when I first started, like, I was really into like Cammy and Morrigan. So Cammy, Morrigan, Chun-Li was one of my main teams for the longest of time. At one point in time, I was when I had to play CVS2 online on the Xbox, I was like Yuri, Zangief, and something because they were kind of autopilot-y and stuff. I also played a lot of Benimaru in CVS2. It just really depended. Like, my team kept changing over and over again, but I would say my most hardcore team was Cammy, Morrigan, Chun-Li was the 1, 1, and 2 ratios, so...
Yeah, and my team, I only finally discovered in the past 2 years how much of a mistake one of the characters is, and I'm finally just going to have to accept dropping him.
Which one?
Zangief.
Oh, Zangief's not a mistake, though.
Zangief has like 5 unwinnable matchups in the meta. He's bad. It's a mistake to play him.
Yeah.
And by the way, I play K-Groove.
Oh, okay. Well, that actually makes him a little more competitive.
Yeah, I mean, getting access to run is sweet, and Just Defend helps.
Right.
But then you run into, like, an A-Hibiki, and your option is Just Defend goddamn everything or lose.
Right. Oh, yeah, see, Silent Scope's in here saying that, K-Groove is the only way to play Zangief, really, honestly.
I mean, the thing is, he does enjoy access to roll.
Yeah.
So that's a factor. Yeah. But yeah, and then I played Cammy and Geese.
I mean, actually,
and those are 2 good-ass characters.
I was thinking about it, but at B4, B5... Because B5 was CVS1. Yeah, B5 was CVS1. is I still remember beating Jason Cole with a Zangief team, but it was in CVS 1.
Yeah.
And also largely because...
Roll was stronger in CVS 1.
Roll
like
was a
regular
little bit
Roll.
Stronger, but then also... it was a counter pick on my part. He was playing Boxer, so I kind of like... I was counter picking for sure, so yeah. But... oh yeah, I mean, dude, one frame SPD. God, I miss that so much. What?
Honestly, I will say I miss Street Fighter 4's command grab rules where like one grab will be physical immune, one grab's throw immune, shit like that.
Oh yeah.
I always thought that was actually cool.
Zangief EX SPD was just invincible until it grabbed, right? Like that's...
Yeah, but like Abel, for instance.
Right, yeah.
Actually had that rule, and I thought that was super cool.
Yeah, it's funny because they had that a lot in Street Fighter V with the DPs and the things, and then in 6 they took that away because I think they realized it's very, very obtuse, and it's hard to see.
Which is funny, though, because, like, the foundation of it was DeCapre in 4. Each of her stings, each button was a different immunity.
Right, yeah,
and I was like, this is the coolest fucking thing ever!
Yeah, and they did a lot of that in 5.
Yeah.
A lot of that in 5, and...
I wish they had done it more seriously.
Yeah, they took it away in 6, like, I would have... Like, if they wanted to keep it, like... I would actually prefer to have, like, all the different versions of the move have slightly different animations or actually flash different colors or something like that.
Like Chun's Fireballs.
Yes, yeah, like Chun's
Love
Fireballs.
that shit.
Yeah, that was
so
one of my favorites.
Stylish.
When she had the 3 different fireballs. That was in 4, right?
Not just 4? I think one other game does it too. But, yeah.
Man. I mean, again, Street Fighter 4 is a weird one for me because, like, yeah, there's parts of it that felt right, but then it eventually degraded into a game that I wasn't...
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, Vortexes plus Elena definitely will make any game not fun.
Right. and plus the other thing, too, is keep in mind, like, Vanilla 4 is fun in a way, but if we had never gotten an update, that game would be... Everybody would hate it right now.
The game's busted as shit.
Because Seth would be so annoying, Cammy would have been super annoying, and we would have all gotten a lot better at the unblockables by now. And so if we had gotten...
By now.
Yeah, like, it would have been unmanageable. And I'm not talking about the jumping cross-up unblockables. I'm talking about the ultra unblockables.
Yeah, throw a fireball meaty, and then they wake up, do a super flash, the fireball is unblockable, you die.
Yeah, exactly. So... Aesthetically, I mean, again, I still
Art direction. Art direction is solid. I actually do really like that game.
Okay, I still think Street Fighter 4 is kind of ugly, but
I still think that Street Fighter 4 ages better than people give it credit for.
Really?
Yes.
I can barely look at it again.
I do not hate looking at it even to this day.
Weird. Like every time I see the Shotos, they look like they have the stubbiest legs in the world.
Like, part of it's the art direction. Though.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, and proximity block OSs as well. Yep, exactly. So.
Well, I mean, 2009, it was like on or ahead of its time. For fighting games, it was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
In 2009.
Yeah.
2008, even. You know. Because like the best looking fighting game up to that point was fucking what? Well, in 3D, in 3D was fucking Tatsunoko.
Tatsunoko vs. Capcom was an amazing looking game. I still think it's the prettiest game on the Wii ever. But so
I can't agree with that.
I will say for Street Fighter V, I will say, oh yeah, Kitty messaged me.
Yay!
I will say for Street Fighter V that I think the graphics of it are really good. It's the presentation that sucks for that game. Like I said, at first when I saw Akuma, I was like, what is wrong with his hair? And now I like it way better than Street Fighter 4.
Mufasa? Yeah. Yeah, Mufasa Akuma's fucking awesome.
Let's see here.
All right, stand by as we edit Kitty into frame.
She always gives me the push link instead of the view link, but that's okay. I don't remember which one it is.
I mean, it's
this one here. Remote setup.
Well, I mean, it's the one that says Kitty Cam, so I assume.
I hope this.
I assume it's Kitty and not Kitties.
Oops. What the hell? This. That, let me do studio mode, so that way, oh, there she is. Okay. And then I have to call her now.
But when did Battle Fantasia come out? I thought Battle Fantasia came out after 4. Am I wrong?
What's your favorite looking game on the Wii? Hello? 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 Can you hear us?
Oh, hello.
I'll definitely have to, like, actually reevaluate everything, but I know there's games on the Wii that look better.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Hello.
you guys can hear me, no problem, right?
I can hear you
think so.
fine.
I think so, yeah.
Hopefully we're not getting echo, though.
I mean, there will be a little echo. There's nothing we can do. So, yeah. I mean, well...
Right on.
I could turn the volume
Actually,
down.
there's only 2 of us. We could technically have a directional microphone, right?
The microphone is on directional right now.
Jesus.
At least I think it is. Jesus Christ, this whole time it has not been on directional. Okay.
All right, testing.
Let's try cardioid. So all my past streams, it's been that way. How is it now?
No.
Speak, Kitty. Speak.
I am here. Can you hear me?
Also,
I mean,
I am
if
talking
that's
right
better
now.
than
Rob, come over here, honey.
if I was
bun.
in
Come
Kitty's
here.
shoes and you're like, speak, I definitely would have arfed.
Hi, baby. Hi, baby.
so if I actually turn the speakers down a little bit, we can still hear her, and it'll be. That's only for us, is the speakers right there.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that should work.
Can you guys see me? Because I'm getting like no video on my end.
Looks good on ours.
Yeah, I think we can see you. Right
Okay,
now,
I
so-
see a black screen.
Oh, so the video is just not loaded on your side?
Oh, I didn't share my screen. That's why.
Ah.
I completely forgot about that option.
Come here, honey. Come here. Rock, Pasha. Come here.
Oh, little baby Rock gonna hang out for the shoe.
Well, he heard your guys' voices, so he jumped off the bed because he
Oh.
was fine, enjoying his chewy chews. And now he's like, I hear voices. Bless you.
My baby boy.
So can you see it now? Can you see it now?
Yes, perfect. Yay.
Okay. There
All
you
right.
go. Cool. All right.
So we've actually just been mostly doing sidebars, just gushing about random games and stuff. We're like, Advanced Strike is this, and then Guilty Gear for 10 minutes. So, so you didn't miss anything.
That sounds normal. That sounds normal. Okay. Come here. Come here. He hears you. I don't know if he sees you.
I don't
but,
think he
like,
does. But he also he
No, but-
does not really enjoy looking at screens. Like even if he knows
He
that that's
doesn't.
me, he's like, "What is this weird flat thing with colors? I don't care."
Meanwhile, my cats
Oh,
are.
my goodness.
Jasmine and Nathan are doing the
hold
thing where
on,
they're
hold on. I gotta put
standing
it back
in
on the
front
bed.
of the
Who are you?
monitor.
Freaking gargoyles.
Dude, seriously, dude. Well, BJR Gabo about DBFZ not making it into Evo. We'll talk about that a little bit more
Okay.
because we're going to talk about
Okay,
Evo.
Yeah, we
Did
have a
we-
lot of Evo to talk about.
Okay, good. So we did not start any Evo
No,
numbers.
no.
No.
So we can transition into that just from BJR Gabo's question. He says, "Are you guys sad about DBFZ not making it in?" The thing about it is, you are asking the wrong people because I can tell you I can tell you right now, it was down to either KOF 15 or DBFZ making it into Evo, and so if DBFZ made it in, KOF 15 was not going to make it. If KOF 15 made it, DBFZ was not going to make it. So I don't think I don't think the people here are too sad about
Okay.
DBFZ not making it.
Well, I mean, I also want to add some color to this. Is that not only, you know, do I love KOF, and I'm glad KOF made the cut. I fucking hate Dragon Ball FighterZ. I think it's a piece of shit, and I never want to play it again or see it as long as I live. So it not making Evo is a godsend to me.
Ooh,
So,
spicy.
oh man,
Dragon Ball FighterZ is the worst
I need to
super
drink my
jump air
Vegeta
dash
water
team
after
game
hearing
ever
that.
made.
Good lord, good lord. I need
That
some
is
Vegeta
my stance.
Water signed by Kyle Hibbert right now. Good lord, dude.
I would very
Damn.
very literally any day of the week rather play like Marvel superheroes versus Street Fighter. Any day.
Wow. Okay.
I would take that game competitively before I would play Dragon Ball FighterZ again ever.
Look, I have never gotten really into Dragon Ball FighterZ. One of the reasons why you never saw me commentate it was because I didn't really enjoy it all that much.
Yeah.
And, you know, but again, having said that, you know, obviously I want as many people as happy as possible.
Yeah, and
I'm supportive of the Dragon Ball community, Dragon Ball Fighters community.
No. Like, if you like Dragon Ball, cool. Like, good for you. And also, we are sorely lacking in super jumping, air dashing, team-based fighting games.
Right, yeah. I mean,
And
someone
again,
said,
shout out to like the Dragon Ball tour going as long as it has. So,
Yes.
It's gone longer than most other games.
Yes.
Rest Soul Calibur. So, it's just like they've had a really good run. I mean, they've had their world tour and their championships all over. So it's not like they haven't had anything.
Look, I mean, they're good. They're happy and they're fun, but what kind of game design do you have where desk can't even make your combo video look fun?
the one thing I will say, though, that someone brought up that is kind of a shame is that with Dragon Ball FighterZ not being there, this is probably the first EVO in decades, maybe, that has not had a tag fighter. Right? Because if it hasn't been Marvel, Dragon Ball FighterZ kind of came in and took that spot.
We had BB Tag once.
Yeah, but I mean, Dragon Ball had been covering the gap for the longest of time. So this is like the first EVO in years that has 0 tag fighters. Now, someone did say, like, man, like, we don't have that crazy, grimy, like, game that's just, like, destructive. And I just was...
Street Fighter 6?
I was like, Mortal Kombat 1.
And Mortal Kombat 1, yeah.
And they were like, okay, okay. But that's assist, right? People are talking about tag fighters right now. So, yeah. So,
But we got Third Strike back, so.
dude, you almost made a kissing sound when you did that. Did you see the 2 cats' heads turn
I did not.
so fast when you made that noise? The cats just went zonk and they looked straight at you, dude. That was the craziest
also, we're probably never getting a Soul Calibur ever again.
Okay, so what I said was, I disagree with that because 8 years from now, they're going to be like, we're bringing back the franchise, that kind of thing, so.
I'm hoping for 5, not 8.
5 of
5 years
Oh,
instead
5.
of 8 years.
Yeah. Okay.
Look, all I'm saying is that,
I need more grow, okay? You can't just add such an awesome character and a new story.
The only way the only thing is, like, we'll get a Soul Calibur before we get a new Rival Schools, sure, but that's about it.
Not if I can help it. Not if I can help it. I mean, it sold way better than they thought it was going to, which is why we even got a season 2. Even to the point where Okubo trolled us by announcing the season 2 at EVO. Do you remember that?
Mm-mm.
So basically, he came up to the stage and was like, "I'm Okubo." This was before season 2 was announced, and he was like, we wanted to thank everybody here for enjoying Soul Calibur and everything. So we just wanted to give you guys a thank you video for supporting Soul Calibur." And then they started playing the video, and then Haomaru was revealed. So, yeah.
I definitely did the Capcom survey.
Yeah. But
That's
then it
all
only
we
got the
got.
second season, and that was it. And again, yeah, I mean, like, I got into Soul Calibur. I started talking to a lot of guys. Even all the Soul Calibur guys are like, yeah, we're probably not going to get a new Soul Calibur at this point. So
you know what, though? With that in mind, everyone else is doing it. Let's have KOF 15's first guest character be 2B.
Right?
Everyone else is doing it.
Might as well. 2B's gonna be the new Akuma. What's the first game we're gonna let us play Akuma versus 2B? What is the first game that's gonna let us play Akuma versus 2B?
It's not far off, whatever it is.
It'll be Tekken because it damn is not going to be any SNK game. I swear to God. Why would you put that?
No, it's going to be something stupid like a new version of Blade Strangers that actually has AAA IPs in it.
Right, yeah. or Million Arthur, whatever.
No, it'll be Nitro. Nitro.
Oh, another Nitro Plus Blaster. Holy shit.
She can go over there, okay?
No,
she
we're
doesn't
all
need
wrong.
to be in KOF.
We're all
Moving
wrong.
along.
The game that's going to do
along.
it is the next Smash Brothers, right? I mean, come on. It's going to happen in Smash Brothers, so.
Yeah, the chat actually beat you to the Smash joke.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. No, Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I mean, actually, kind of the weird thing, too, is that, Smash has Ryu and Ken, but not Akuma.
Yeah, I know.
Akuma should have been one of the assist trophies, actually. Jumping around like demon flipping on
Dude,
people.
He should have just did the ST air fireballs. He should just fireball. Guileless's trophy still the most genius thing in the world.
Good.
Oh my
so
god,
good.
it's so good.
Ridiculous.
Is 2B in Fortnite yet? It's a good question. But I don't think Akuma's in Fortnite.
He
I
will
don't
be.
think he is.
Wow, I'm gonna post about this. How we still? What's the first game we're finally gonna be able to get 2B versus Akuma?
And I mean, just because someone in our little friend group's gonna have to say it. So I mean, hey, we got into Fall Guys.
You're talking about Terry and Mai? Yeah.
Terry stole my cleavage, but at least we in there.
At least, you know what? Somebody has to have the titties. If it's Terry, so be it.
I mean, now it's Kazuya, right?
Now it's Kazuya, yeah.
Now it's Kazuya.
Oh God,
James is having PTSD from online discourse.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I haven't said the word yet, but you know, if you want to scare James Chen, all you have to do is bring a Bada titty, and that's about it. So.
Which one?
Bara titties. They're like the big handsome man titties.
Oh, okay. I have no problems with Bara titties.
No, it's the online discourse defending Kazuya's titties,
yeah.
and then.
Well, I was the one
Humans.
defending the titties.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
and it was everybody else that was.
That dragged him for defending man titties.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
Gotta leave the middies alone, but yeah.
They were just mad because the thing is, I was like, they were like.
It's equal rights.
Someone
It's just
said,
equal rights.
High Fight's original tweet was, "What's with this camera angle? Can I change this?" And I was like, "We've been doing this to women in fighting games for like decades. I think it's about time that we have this." And everyone else was, "Show me another fighting game main menu that zoomed in on women's titties." And I was like, I didn't say anything about main menus. I was just talking about everything else. And they're like, "You're changing the topic because you're wrong." And I was like, I wrote the post. I know what I was trying to say. And, oh, God, it was the most nightmarish thing. Because then everybody was like, "Show me another game. Main menu, main menu, main." I was like, I'm talking about the male gaze camera.
I mean, just friendly reminder that Dead or Alive does exist.
Name 3 games, James. Name 3 games.
But see, that was the problem. Is like I wasn't even talking about
fucking
menus.
Lost Street Fighter 5 Chun boobs.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
the
I was
space
just
boobs?
gonna bring up.
She refused to calm
I
her
was
tits.
just gonna bring up the Chun-Li woobles in the versus screen. They went like this.
John
It went
says
like
that
this.
that Twitter thread was sick because every person I was arguing with, he already had blocked. So he couldn't see any of the conversation anyway. That's amazing, dude.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, that's a good call. Although it was really funny because one guy like made some comment to me about like, "The only one crying is you with your tears going down your oriental cheeks." And I was like, "Oh, are we bringing in racism here now? You're adding the racist card?" He's like, "What are you talking about? Like, what's racist, right?" And I was like, "The word Oriental is racist now." And he's like, "No, it's not." Look, he looks at the dictionary. He's like, "What's racist about this?" I started linking him a bunch of articles and stuff like that. And he was like, "But see, he even says some Asians don't care or whatever like that." And I was like, "Yeah, but words change over time, blah, blah, blah. But clearly you didn't mean it in a racist way. So whatever, it's good." And he was like, "Thanks for having a calm conversation about that." And then we were done.
Now this is an opportunity for an educational moment.
It was actually kind of funny because after a while I was like, wait, he's clearly not trying to be racist. He just didn't know, right? So I was like, okay, whatever. So
Yeah, we use those words for rugs, not people.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, it was even.
Or nice vases. So there you go.
I mean, it's funny because, you know, you're doing the Obama speak there, but like he literally banned it from like official documents. Like it's become a law that he banned that word to describe Asians.
Mean, the fact, like, I do want to point out that went before certain words for black people. Mm-hmm. I definitely remember having the great conversation with some of my black squad mates going through the manuals, and they were just like, "There are some really not good words I would rather be called than this. Are you fucking serious?"
Right, yeah. Anyways, don't need to get into this topic.
That is
again.
scary. But anyways, shall we start the
Go ahead and start without me. I have to take a quick step away.
Okay.
The great. Oh, should we do a commercial because I think Rock needs to go potty.
All right, look. Rock needs to go potty. I think Mike needs to go potty, and if he doesn't, I'm gonna go potty, and my cats are gonna go.
Everybody potty break. It's potty time.
Yeah, so we'll be back, guys. Do not go anywhere here. Yoink. Kitty Cam is gone. Mike.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right,
Potty?
we'll be right back. And now, dude, what is it my cats? They understand speech or something because, like, now Nathan is over here because he's pretty and he's walking over everything and he's knocking everything down because he thinks that we're gonna feed him. He is gone. Okay, we are back. So
Evo announcements.
look, hang on one second. Let me.
Evo announcements.
That'll go away. There we go. Okay.
So Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Right? It was Tuesday.
It was yesterday.
Yesterday we had the Evo announcements. Mm-hmm. Full of not that many surprises.
I mean, there was a few surprises, but okay, not for the lineup.
Yeah.
So when I went through
would you say a few surprises or a few wrenches?
both. Both, honestly. Because for a lot of the things, there's like the good and the bad sides of it, right? In terms of the lineup, though, I did my lineup prediction, and like, I mean, I already originally said, like, I bet you they'll bring Third Strike into this. And people were like, no, they're doing it for Evo Japan. I don't think they'll do Third Strike. So I was like, all right, fine, then I say Killer Instinct. But if it wasn't for that, I would have had 100% prediction on there because I feel like 6 games were a lock, right? And the crazy thing about it was that only 2 of them have been around at last year's Evo, but the majority of them are brand new games a year ago. Like, if we go back a year, Strive is like the only one. Strive and KOF are the only games that were out at the time. Like, every other game is brand new.
Yeah, and a lot of them are like overlapping each other. Like we do have the update to Grand Blue, which is, you know, cool, good for them. And then Under Night took over for Melty.
Yeah,
which is just kind of like, yeah. You're only allowed one anime game.
Well, even one French bread game because they're both by the same company. So
yeah, I mean, like, because I was in Rome's stream yesterday and just like, yeah, like, it would be really nice to imagine a world where, like, we could have, like, next year's Evo, Fatal Fury, and KOF at the same time. That shit's not happening. We're going to get whichever one is the new one, and that's it.
Right, or whichever one is the preferred one, right? So, I mean, knock on wood, let's all hope that Fatal Fury doesn't come out and is just a mess, right? So, you know, kind of thing. So, but as I was saying, really the only question was Dragon Ball or KOF. That was the only question I had in mind, and I picked KOF just because I felt like it was newer. You know, they do have a new game coming out, and Dragon Ball FighterZ has been around and hasn't been updated in a while, you know, with this new mechanic.
Plus, with Advanced Strike and more characters.
Well, yeah, I was assuming a new Season 3, maybe.
You've got to make the choice.
I mean, if we're real lucky, Season 3 starts, but even then, we still have a couple of characters from the end of last year that weren't at Evo.
Right, exactly.
And then, like, on top of that, though, like, if we want to make jokes about the one game per company, Namco's already got Tekken. They don't need Dragon Ball.
No, they don't.
I guess it's true. Oh, man.
Everyone gets support.
But, yeah, I mean...
It's that meme of Tekken above the pool, you know, and Dragon Ball Fighters starting to drown, and then at the bottom of the pool dying is Soul Calibur. Like, that's just how they've been. So...
Yeah.
It's no surprise. It's no surprise.
You know, that's actually kind of an interesting point that Game Genie says. I mean, Dragon Ball also takes the longest to run.
Takes a long time, and then you still have, like, probably the most, like, concerns about IP protection outside of Smash.
Yeah, I guess that's true, too.
And then let's not forget, 2 years ago, Evo 2022, Dragon Ball postponed everything that year.
Oh yeah.
During finals and everything. I mean, when did they
delay
leave?
the rest
like
of the event?
In the morning?
Yeah.
Like, when was
Dude,
that? That was ridiculous.
there
That
was
was
the
just
one-
I
out of
think it was Friday night into Saturday morning.
Dude, there was a CEO
Yeah.
where Dragon Ball was the last game run, and I still remember everyone in the back. They were just like, "Oh, kill us now, kill us now," because it was running so late. It was going so late because I think it was right when the game came out, so the damage wasn't even that high, and I think we were doing 3 out of 5, like in like losers finals and stuff like that. It was. Yeah, the one Kazunoko one, yes. BJR Gabo, remember.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
That was painful. Some of the finals were very, very painful. So again, let KOF shine. They got, robbed for the past few years, before like 15 was coming out and stuff. So let's just be happy.
Well, and actually with that in mind, that does give us the benefit that we don't have to worry about making it to finals day.
Exactly.
Oh, wait, what do you mean?
Because
we don't have to worry about scalpers.
The arena and like only the top 4 games get to be in finals day. And,
right. Well, I mean, I still think they're probably going to run finals on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right?
Maybe, maybe not.
I don't think they can squeeze
idea.
all of them into Sunday.
Depends on the layout of the place.
Right. So
I mean, honestly, they have an extra day to do so we'll see.
Yeah, especially
we'll see
if
what
everything's
happens.
open on Sunday, then it actually might work out for the best that way.
Right. So in other words, you're saying they could do a Frosty
Stage
Faust
A,
season where
Stage
there's
B.
2 of them playing. So it sounds like to me that there is going to be a separate arena area, because the way that they were describing is like, you can use your badge and leave the arena, go back to the game floor, then go back to the arena, then go do that. That's what they were saying in the video. So my expectation,
or is the dealer's hall separated from the game room or the gaming arena?
I mean, that would be messed up for the dealers, right?
Yeah, that would actually be a really bad call. But I mean, and then again, you also want to make sure that the open arcade is going to be nearby.
Right. Yeah. So interesting. I'm not sure. I mean, we'll get into that a little bit, Game Genie. But whatever's going to be Friday, if they do a Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing, if they do run one game for one day, it's going to be the one with the lowest attendance, right? I mean, that's what...
Well, I mean, even under the best case scenario, I'm not sure you can do all of KOF in one day.
Right. Right.
That is true.
But honestly, KOF probably has the highest potential to be the lowest registration game this year, maybe outside of Third Strike. I don't know how Third Strike's going to do unless...
I think Third Strike is going to get a decent, almost large amount of people just because they want to try.
Honestly, I do think KOF has a slim chance of at least beating Under Night.
Maybe. I mean, Under Night, keep in mind, at Frosty Faustings, where the game was a week old, had 600 entrants in there already.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, but also, like, there is...
Oh, actually, MK1 being the lowest might
That-
actually be a thing, because even the MK fans are mad at MK1 right now. So.
Yeah, so that's a real thing. And then, like, the thing is, though, is also recency bias does weigh in.
Yeah.
Is that if everyone... Like, fuck, I would have signed up for Under Night. I don't even play the fucking game. But, it's only a week old. Fuck it, I'll hit buttons. 6 months into the game, but then I might not be playing anymore.
Right, it's true. But again, like Angie is saying, the uni scene is very dedicated.
It's true. Like, the hardcore uni, they're in it for life.
Yeah.
Then fuck yeah. And, again, good for them, especially because of, what was it, 2-3 years ago, where they fucking earned it kind of thing?
Yes.
Yeah. So, good for them. Like, I feel like they're one scene that's totally rewarded for their efforts.
Yeah, and honestly, they
Wish you baby.
they're kind of in the category alongside Grand Blue as one of the games that got most screwed by the pandemic, because they were on that uptick when Eunice was around, and then it just was like, pew! And then Uniclair was like, we're new version, delay based netcode, and it was like, pew! So yeah, that just wasn't very good. So yeah. But MK is going to be an interesting one because, like I said, even the NRS fans seem really upset with the game right now.
I mean, that's what happens when you kick a game out the door just to be the first fighting game in Unreal 5.
Right, exactly, right. So
yeah. Okay, so, but lineup aside, we got a lot of other information about the event.
Really? I'm just gonna
hit the
go
ground
on
running.
in, or God damn! All right, where do I even begin? Oh my
Well, I
God.
thought you knew what you wanted to talk about.
There's a lot I want to talk about.
All right, fine.
So
venue.
First of all, venue. We haven't been there since 2016. Obviously, it's been, redone, refurbished, but again, we have no clue what we're getting into. The problem I see is that this is going to make it difficult for us, sweet runners who basically have no idea where everybody is deciding to centrally locate. Now that everything is dispersed, there's
no Mandalay elevator.
There is an official hotel, stuck to the convention center, but it's stuck in a dimension of like in between the 1950s and 60s, and is a very old hotel, and is not the best to stay at. And, I already heard that it was practically sold out by now because it was so cheap. Then you have Resorts World across the way, which is one of the newest hotels. It's not brand new anymore. And I heard it was very pricey over there. But leave it to Justin Wong to let us know that the food court is legit. Shout outs to Justin for that. On top of that.
Wait, which food court is legit?
Resort World.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's go.
If you've been following Twitter, like I have, to see where people are deciding where they're going to be the most. And the other bonus that I found about Resort World is that underground Tesla like drop-off taxi service that they have is actually based around the convention center. So it literally, if you don't feel like walking across the street, you can literally go underground, take that taxi service, and go to either the other hotel that has piqued my interest. Now, this one is brand new. It just opened up a few months ago, and it is called the Fontainebleau. It is a very ritzy, expensive resort, and it's literally just feet away across the street from the West Hall where Evo is going to be. Okay. So that makes me feel and think that a lot of corporate companies and everybody else, a lot of people are going to try to stay at Fontainebleau.
Do you want to stalk your favorite developer?
Well, I mean,
that's where you go.
So, I mean, like, we're talking about the monorail system, right? How does the monorail is accessible via the West Gate, right? And does it stop at
I'm not talking about the monorail.
I know.
But chat is.
Chat is talking about it.
Oh, okay.
So.
I can barely see the chat screen. I am so sorry.
Yeah.
Like, it has been so hard to follow
but
it.
Does the monorail stop at the convention center?
I thought it did. It should.
It's just the West Gate, apparently.
Oh, so in other words, you can't take the monorail directly to the convention center.
But you can go through the West Gate.
And then you have to still walk. And again, it is the summer, so keep in mind it's going to be like...
Yeah, but again, the West Gate is connected to the convention center. Am I wrong on that? Because the way it was saying on the website that it's like practically connected to the convention center, the West Gate.
So the monorail hits part of the convention center, just not the West Hall. So you exit at the South Hall, apparently. Oh. But yeah, no, and again, like, if you've never been to Evo, it's Vegas in the summer. Kitty has had shoes melt.
Yeah.
Very literally.
Again, the reason why Vegas loves Evo is because we bring a lot of people in during the off season of Vegas. Yeah. Some people would think, oh, it's summer, everyone goes to Vegas. No, summer is the off season in Vegas because it is so...
It's obnoxiously hot.
Yeah, it's obnoxiously hot.
Okay, so it's only a block or two off the strip. It's practically on the strip.
Basically triple digits most of the time.
Oh, yeah.
We're there
consistently.
Non-stop. Like triple digits.
Yeah, and it stays about there until like an hour after dusk.
Remember that one time where it was like 102 degrees and it was like 1 in the morning? And I was in full costume, like at that terrible contest.
So Stanley Cup Gramps, if you're gonna be there next week, if you want to take footage of like how to get there, please do tag me in it, and I'll retweet it to everybody.
Yeah, build like a tutorial
that would actually
video.
be really helpful.
Like that the training montage leading up to how you navigate Evo.
You go to West Hall 3 times a month? Dang. Okay, so you're really familiar with the area then. So basically...
Okay, so you hitting all those conventions over there. You know.
Okay,
all right.
so you
That's
know
good
for
to
sure
know.
that it doesn't stop at the West Hall. It stops... So just describe it to me, just in text, so I can say it here for people.
If you have a map and you could show us and you could highlight your little route, we would greatly appreciate that.
Oh, okay. Renovating Central Hall, and that'll be closed.
Okay.
So we have to get out at South Hall, go outside, and go around to get over to West. If you're taking the monorail, I guess is what
It just depends on what you're used to, Miguel. So here's the problem. You say you're a Puerto Rican. You're going to be really, really used to humid heat.
It's dry.
Vegas is dry heat. You're going to have to bring the
It's like standing on the sun.
Yeah, you're going to have to bring the lip balm and stuff like that. So that's
Chapstick,
gonna be...
sunscreen, lotion.
Yeah.
You're going to need all that for the very dry desert.
Oh yeah. Also,
You really
I hear
will.
that the convention center, like, the floor is inordinately hard and rough, so you actually want to have nicer, comfier shoes than even usual.
Is it?
That's what I'm hearing
remember
on Twitter.
Okay, wait a minute. Has it changed? The floor changed since when we were there in 2016?
Because it was
It's
all
now
renovated,
rougher?
so I assume the floor was changed too.
Oh, the
Like
West Hall
that-
flooring is new, according to Stanley Cup. So is it true that the floor... Oh, it has tile. So it's not as bad as the concrete then?
Oh, tile and
No,
tile
tile
and some
hurts
carpet.
just as bad.
So it's, I mean, you still want to have comfy shoes, but it's not going to be as bad as Mandalay's
Right,
then, because
yeah.
Mandalay's is like all concrete all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when we were there in 2016, it was all concrete
Yeah.
and it was painful.
Yeah.
So
And still, some of the gaming areas, their odor permeated into the concrete.
okay.
Let's
Not
not bring
naming
that
names.
up. Please, let's not bring that up right now.
All right. Well, I mean, if Stanley
Please,
Cup Gramps,
thank you.
if you do manage to take some videos, you will be heralded as one of the heroes of the FGC. Just tag me in it, and I will be more than happy to retweet it, just to kind of describe, like, hey, look, I'm on the monorail. This is where I'm getting off. This is how I'm getting to the West Hall. You know.
Yeah,
kind
do
of
it
thing.
like one of those like tourism in Japan ones where like, look how quirky the train is, and now we get outside, and now we're in Akihabara. Like, do it like that kind of shit.
You know, do it however you want to, okay? Do it however you want to. Oh, God, what is investigation code?
It's
say?
probably like a volcano. Oh, okay. That'll work too.
Nice. It's
Yeah.
I mean, that is
Judgment Day.
proper representation, especially if you touch something metal outside,
Oh,
which I highly suggest you don't do.
I
as
mean,
well.
I can't remember the last time I was able to touch something metal outside because they try to keep you from doing that because
Right.
people are stupid.
Yes, but again, I will never forget my shoe melting and getting stuck to the asphalt when I took my first 2 steps onto the crosswalk.
It was
And almost
tragic
tripped
but
and fell.
hilarious.
It was tragic comedy, and thank God Olaf was there to help catch and help release me before the light turned green. Is like something you see in an anime. I swear to God.
Was it a
Stuck.
cosplay shoes or was it your actual shoes?
They were cosplay shoes, but they were real shoes that just had
They were
elaborate
real
stuff
shoes.
on them.
Okay.
And so, you know, they literally, I guess, part of the glue started melting from one of the sides of the shoe and literally got fucking stuck. And I think what was it, 106, 107 that day? It was pretty hot. I can't.
Yeah, I don't
I
think it
can't
actually broke 110 that day, or at least not while we
No,
were shooting.
but it was still damn hot.
Yeah.
And
There
you
was-
know,
There was
was bad.
one Evo where it did get to 110, I remember, and it was painful going outside.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh no, Circus to the convention center is not far, like a couple blocks.
Oh, is it really? Oh,
It's like
it should really be rather close.
Okay.
okay, so what I did to try and determine what hotel to stay at the other day, what I did is I looked up the Las Vegas Convention Center on Google Maps, used satellite, zoomed in to see the closest, most convenient hotels around the area and around the West Hall. And that's how I decided where to pick I would try to get a room at.
Yeah, and yeah, we should clarify too that Circus is not a great casino, not in the nicest of areas, and there's a reason why
it's not a good much
cheaper.
Of anything.
Yeah,
it's not much of a good anything. Also, just for the record, because I went to Vegas a year ago for an event, and we're like, oh, you know what? I need Starbucks. Circus is right here, and it's like a fucking hour-long quest just to get to the back of Circus to get to Starbucks.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh man!
Like it gave me one more reason to dislike that place.
Oh my goodness!
Well, it already angered me with that terrible steakhouse, which is highly overrated.
The only thing I'll say is Circus is the only place I can think of on the strip that has a 2DX machine.
The only good positive memory I had was obviously when you were a kid, when I was a kid, and you went there and it was still relatively new, it had the biggest arcade in Vegas, and it was like the most kid-friendly. Mm-hmm. And while we were standing in line for a buffet, my mom put in a quarter, and my brother, who was like 13 years old or something at the time, she's like, pull the lever. So my brother pulled the lever, and he got 777, and we won a bunch of coins off of that. So
sick.
That's my positive memory of Circus.
Circus still has an AX machine? Oh shit.
Are you serious? Oh dang.
Oh shit.
Oh
wow.
Shit.
Somebody might walk over there.
Yeah, we're gonna. I mean that just became our Evo side quest.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Oh.
Yuck.
You know, okay, since I'll just say mine. My happiest circus moment. Went there for one of my birthdays, and I heard something familiar in the background. I heard shoryukens and hadokens, and I see this big, absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, brand new Street Fighter 3rd generation machine, and my jaw just dropped because everybody was reanimated and looked phenomenal, and I'm like, oh my god, this is Ken. Wait, what? Wait, what?
Okay.
Who's this? Who is this ninja
lie.
girl?
The first time I ever saw New Generation, I was kind of gay for Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who wasn't? That was another. I was like, oh, hello, who are you?
CPS3 Alex is fucking hot.
I mean, the first time I saw it was, it showed up at UCLA, and we were just sitting there waiting for the arcade to open, and when it did, we all started playing, and I still remember because we knew one of the guys who worked at the arcade. He also let us stay really late after the arcade closed, and we were all just sitting there messing, and all we wanted to do was just try to parry everything like we do, so yeah. So
I just got excited when that happened with bonus games, but yeah, that was my happy memory. So.
Okay, actually, so fun fact, thinking about one of the first times I played Third Strike single player, and it tells you to block the ball.
Oh, yeah.
So I held back the whole time. I was so confused why I failed.
Yeah, pairing in Japan was called blocking, so, that's
yeah, because blocking is guard.
Right, in Japan.
Yeah, I only learned that like 20 years later.
Yeah, exactly. So, whoops.
I mean, I'm sure they still do. Don't they still have like the circus acts and the shows there? I mean, it's still called Circus. I'd be surprised if they didn't do that.
Like, they do have like one or two little shows, and mostly they just have like really shitty larger attractions.
Yeah.
I mean, like they still have like those little circus shows like every hour.
Yeah, and the safety trapeze like above you for no reason and stuff like that.
Yeah, that stuff. That was cool.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make a quest for the F-Zero machine. We don't have a choice.
Right.
No, we don't. Thanks very much.
I'll bring the memory card.
I might still have my memory card. I'll have to look.
I mean, between now and then, I actually want to redo a save file of GX from scratch. So,
well, maybe you'll be able to. So,
I mean, that's one game I actually want to learn, like, how to do well and, like, get into the speed running of it. Like, I don't want to be the best, but I want to know how to, like, break the speedometer.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen what you have to do that in that game, right?
Well, one of the big ones is to let off the gas when you're boosting so that you don't decelerate back to normal top speed.
Right.
And then you manipulate with that on top of, like, effective drifting. We're not talking about snaking. Fuck snaking.
Yeah, but do you know what one of the other key ones is? Is falling off the track. So basically,
you
have to fall
stutter
off the track because as soon as you fall off the track, you gain a bunch of speed
because of gravity,
right.
and then you latch back on.
Then you latch back on. So if you just go bing, 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 bing at the edge,
but that doesn't work everywhere because you're gonna have bumpers on
right,
everywhere. So.
All right. Well, besides F-Zero goodness, let's get back to the main talk. So,
so we have the venue. So I guess the next big one that affects everyone is the price tag.
So, as you know, they hiked up the price just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
And just a little bit. So everything out the door is, with taxes and fees, what, 200? Over 200?
It's like 200, 205.
Like 200 and some change. But everybody, I'm absolutely shocked and stunned that everybody has gotten so upset and so pissed off about this. And I understand both sides, but I see it from my point of view for the last 20 plus years. You're talking, I made a tweet about it earlier today. You're talking to somebody who was in their own grassroots of cosplay and Comic-Con for years. And this is what I said in my tweet. I told everybody, you guys got to stop crying about it. Welcome to being, going to conventions and hobby conventions and convention life. This is nothing new to us cosplayers. We've been doing this for 20 plus years.
I mean, that's not even fair. I'm not even a cosplayer, and I'm still used to oh boy, going to AX, time to go bankrupt.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing.
Exactly. This is nothing new. I don't know why people are so shocked.
Because the FGC's broke.
Literally.
Yes. So the thing is, we've been kind of grandfathered into lower prices, and we've been kind of spoiled for a little bit of time. But I looked up. The last E3 was $250 for 2 days, right? The last Anime Expo was like $70 per day. The last New York Comic-Con was average $80 per day. San Diego Comic-Con was average $85 per day and such. So Evo being $60 a day, again, yes. Is it expensive? Yes. Okay. It sucks that we're going to pay more money for this now, but again, this is kind of the nature of it. And again, with inflation and just how much, I don't even want to know how much more it costs to run Evo, because everybody, including Jabali, including everybody else who's been running these events at all these venues, have said all the venue prices are up because the pandemic killed a lot of that convention business. And they're trying to make up for a lot of it. So,
we want to make up for it by having less conventions afford us.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
But here's the other thing.
Give me a discount if I buy it in bulk. Let me have a 4-day con for the same price.
The thing is that we've wanted more than 2 damn days of Evo. It's
right.
already, you guys, the people here, y'all are forgetting that Evo is only 2 freaking days, okay? And we pay just as much to go to that as we do a 5 or 7 day convention.
Yeah.
When you see how much it adds up, AX, San Diego Comic-Con, to one freaking weekend for Evo, it's twice as much. So at least we're getting.
Well, that and honestly, if we're going to AX or going to Comic-Con, most of the time we're going as consumers. We go to Evo to see people.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is I would argue that your value of viewership and entertainment is much higher at Evo than a lot of Comic-Cons and stuff, right? Comic-Cons are just going to be standing in lines a lot of the time and just,
But I can go to the Futurama panel.
But James, they also do, thanks to Hollywood and Marvel, they also do expect a lot of views on their live streams, on their movie releases and things like that too.
But the one thing I want to mention too, obviously now it's all 3 days, so you're getting all 3 days.
Yeah, that's gigantic.
Yeah, and Cone is even saying that price wise, last year getting the 2 days plus the arena, not that much cheaper than it is this year for all 3 days.
Wasn't last year's 2 days plus finals actually more than the 210 total?
It was more. And then, we had scalpers who were trying to sell things for hundreds and thousands of dollars, so that didn't help at all. we couldn't get anywhere into finals, and we really wanted to go for a few announcements.
Can you guys hear the rain from where you guys are?
Or Cone's just looking it up.
Or you, yeah, well, that's
or
true.
Both. Because I'm starting to hear the rain.
Yeah, me and my brother were talking about it earlier, and just about how amazed we are at Investigation Cone's Google Foo.
Oh, yeah, no. He actually has, like, an Ascendant Sorcerer.
Yeah.
Another thing is what blows my mind is everyone's complaining about these prices and, be complaining about competing and competition. I am sorry, you can keep crying on that because you know what? We fucking go to these cons and make these expensive ass cosplays that cost thousands of dollars for fun. We're not hired. Nobody's making us do it. We're not in competition. I put in my tweet, only 98% of the people you see at AX or any big convention are doing it for competition. We're doing it for free. This is our fun. This is our hobby. So you have to have that type of mindset when you're going to think about going to a convention.
I shed 10 pounds of sweat for giggles.
Yes.
That fucking fridge.
I mean, honestly, again, like, EVO, and they've done such a good job of making sure there's a lot of stuff to see and do there. I mean, honestly, the last year has been one of the most impressive EVOs I've seen for if you're there and you have other things to do. You know?
No, I mean, I said consistently that as a spectator, last year was probably the best EVO ever.
Yeah, I mean, just that arcade was ridiculous. They said the arcade is going to be even bigger this year. Said the BYOC is going to be bigger this year. They're going to have
even the Capcom gathering. All right, we had so much freaking fun at that.
Yeah.
Also,
like when we went in costume and did the Capcom gathering, that was a blast.
Also, I do have to point out one thing that like kind of gets me is the signups are already like filling up for the BYOC. Like, first off, like, shouldn't a BYOC be kind of more just bring your thing? Why are we signing up to reserve space for a BYOC? Right, but it's already filling?
I still have my idea. I've already sent it into the EVO guys. It's super hard to accomplish, but there was something that I wanted to do. But, I mean, the arcade kind of conflates it, but I really wish there was some way that we could...
No, if I'm bringing anything for BYOC, it's staying in my hotel room, and I'll invite people up. If I can consolize my Adamus Wave and make people play KOF 11 with me, it's just going to be in my hotel room.
And this is why we have a synchronized suite.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Investigation Cone, they said that, they're going to have like a separate room for sign-ins or something like that, because they're going to try to, the line is one of the things they're trying to solve. So they're actually going to dedicate a super, like expedited line processing area. So hopefully.
Cone's right. It just hit.
The
rain. Now I can hear the rain in the background.
So the thing is, though, is I do have my concerns about one thing in general with the, bigger badge prices, the 3-day weekend, is the impact this has on artists' booths for Artist Alley. Because those booths were already fucking expensive.
Right.
And if the prices of the badges are going up, that means the price of the booth is probably going up. And you're renting it for 3 days, so it probably goes up. I'm really concerned about that.
I mean,
I am too, especially like I've been looking at all of our artist buddies. A few have applied. We need to apply for our synchronized booth too, and hopefully get accepted. But I haven't seen anybody say anything yet.
Yeah, because they're just doing the applications. Like previous years, it's an application. They'll tell you how much it's going to be.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So I will tell you guys this. The Artist Alley booths for EVO, for the last 4 years I've been getting them, are $400 for 2 days. At Anime Expo, they start at $500.
Yeah, but that's Anime Expo. Like,
for 5 days. No, I'm just giving a comparison.
Anime Expo is pretty much convinced that it's ancient Rome because it's just trying to crucify people left and right.
Now, if you are a vendor and you want to go to EVO and you are selling any kind of clothing, physical merchandise, clothing, bags, fight sticks, hitboxes, etc., then it goes all the way up to $1,400 for 2 days.
for
depending on your merchandise determines what kind of booth you are, and that
no,
determines the
it's
price.
just 14. It's if you are an actual vendor, not Artist Alley, it's 1400 and up.
Yeah, but the thing is that if you're a Artist Alley selling shirts, you're kicked up to vendor like automatically or something. There was some caveat like that made it more complicated.
Okay. This is at Anime Expo or Evo?
Evo.
It was at Evo. Okay.
This is Evo and the prices that we've had to look into before.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that's probably makes
vendor.
sense because like otherwise, some legit vendors can try to just get away with having an Artist Alley booth, right? So.
But the thing is that I understand that, but I still think it's really high just for 2 days, especially when people are going back and forth to their pools, to finals, don't have time to shop. So I'm hoping that it still stays the same prices, even with the third day,
Well, but
because now we have a third day for people to shop.
Right. But I mean, also, like, conversely, though, there's the element of, like, by having rules like this, that ensures that Saigados is never making T-shirts. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah, if the T-shirts is the thing, right?
But you understand, like, so...
Yeah, for sure.
And that's, like, really frustrating in itself,
so,
too. Like, there's the devil's advocate point, and then there's that kind of sucks point.
Right. I mean, for me, though, I hope the prices stay the same. Because, it would be nice if it stays the same for the 3 days. It would be really wonderful. But also, the vendors don't sit... They're in a different area, right? The vendors are different in a different area.
They're
like
touching.
Pretty near each other.
They're touching.
Okay.
Yeah, because for example, like S tier will be in the middle of like Artist Alley and like Crunchyroll, like last year.
Yeah,
like
the two regions
right
are touching, but they're not actually integrated.
Right. I felt like the vendor area, the booths were bigger, et cetera.
Typically
like,
are.
You could make, you had bigger spaces for it. So.
Yeah, SNK's booth would have been 4 to 6 Artist Alley booths.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And so obviously those guys are spending a lot of money there, right? So if you're saying like,
yeah, but I don't have SNK's budget.
Right.
So.
But I'm just saying, if we're calling SNK's booth and Capcom's booth and stuff that they're vendors. Then
that's fine. Yeah,
1,400 is basically nothing, right?
Well, that might be like 1,400 per tile or something.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
But I'm just saying that an artist can't sell certain kinds of merchandise without being considered a vendor.
Right? Yeah,
that's
the thing right there. And so those rules have to be kind of...
honestly, again, most artists, they don't really do well selling T-shirts, and it's easier for them to sell a print
not to mention
instead of
shipping.
10 different size shirts.
Yeah.
That might not sell well.
That's true.
Yeah.
Shirts are... that always seems annoying whenever, like, I'll just go to the 10-0 booth, and they're selling T-shirts, and it's just, like, sizes and all these different things, and it's, like... kind of a tough...
And they're big enough to have hire staff for that, as to where
but also
artist,
they're licensed.
You can't even bring X amount of merchandise if you're flying in from somewhere.
Right.
So it's all that, but Evo has kept it simple, so that's good. I just hope the prices don't go up any higher.
Yeah. The one thing I will say,
I hope the badge is the only major increase.
Right. The only thing that I will say is that at least. Every artist that I've ever talked to in the Artist Alley says that they have more sales at Evo than any other convention they ever go to. So it always does well there.
Yeah,
but...
let's put it this way: if they didn't, I would feel that something went wrong. Just by the nature of it. If you're a fighting game artist, you go to a fighting game event. And if you're gonna try to make money, you go to the biggest one with the most international tourism.
Right. But even like I'll talk to some people who don't have a ton of fight. Like they do all the stuff, but they'll go to Evo with most of their fighting game stuff. But they even say compared to Anime Expo, but again, Anime Expo, the problem is that the Artist Alley is like 19 city blocks, and so it's like...
Well, also, by the time you get there, you're already broke.
Possible to walk around and look also, and not only that, people are there for the weebitry. So,
and honestly,
fighting games are obscure at that point.
I have also seen points where you can get not a full-size suite, but one of the pseudo suites in Vegas for cheaper than the shittiest room near the convention center.
Right, yeah.
This is also true.
Dude,
but
you are already broke by the time you get to Artist Alley.
The one time I managed to go to Anime Expo recently in Los Angeles, and I went to the artist alley to go say hi to my friends. You couldn't move.
Yeah.
It was in the parking garage. It had no air conditioning, and like literally.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, the only way that I got through was by walking like kind of on the inside because, you know, obviously I knew one of the artists. They're like coming through this way, you know, and so like it was.
Yo, we got the tech.
Yeah, it was awful. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Leopard Spine, a lot of people have talked about that. You know, the entry fees for the games to go up to $20 because that gives the better prizes. But a lot of people are very anti that, so it's weird.
Yeah, and I mean,
which again, you're right. It is weird because like the TOs don't make money. It would be nice to pay TOs. It would be nice if TOs got a little bit of the price hike in badges.
One of my concerns about it becoming the 3 days is that that's that many more days you have to be concerned with TOs and volunteers.
Well, to be fair, all the TOs get paid for Evo. They do. Like Andres and all those guys, they're getting paid now. Oh. Even
I knew there was compensation. I didn't know about pay.
Even the I mean, I don't know how much pay it is, but I've heard even the judges get a little bit of compensation as well. So it's not as volunteer.
I mean, that's an improvement over what, 2-3 years ago?
It's been that way for about 2-3 years now. It's been that way for about 2-3 years. So
that's better to hear because, you know, other cons, it sucks. They don't even pay their talent. The talent has to pay out of pocket to be at events.
So
and that
basically,
really sucks.
There was one year on Twitter where I was saying like, well, the judges, they get free food passes for the buffets, and they're all like, this is really great. Like, this is and everybody yelled at me. They're like, no, you should just pay them. And I was like,
why not both?
Right. And then it was literally that year that the canons were like, it was Wizard who was like, all right, we'll just pay all the judges then. So they did. And so, you know, weirdly enough, me trying to defend it ended up helping get everybody paid. So I know it's been that way for a few years now.
James, you know that employees should not discuss their wages with other employees because you might shine a spotlight on it and things get better.
Right.
Weird, right?
Exactly. Jesus Christ. God.
But again, with the fees for each game, it would be nice to see it go up because that would also be incentive for motivating people to pay the price to go play.
Oh, also it's fine. We don't think you were being sarcastic by any means.
No, someone else did. So, but I mean, again, the entry fee cost would just be to raise the prize pool. That money wouldn't go anywhere else except the prize pool. The badge, the $180 is definitely to help, you know, pay for a lot of.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying about the badge. I hope it goes to help TOs even more.
Yes.
You know, I hope it goes to Evo staff that works their ass off and doesn't sleep for 5 days.
Yeah, and I hope it's not just because this venue is more expensive for no reason.
Right. I mean, it's going to be more expensive probably because I think they're getting bigger space.
Yeah.
Right.
So I will say one benefit of this Evo, we don't have to be next to Black Hat.
Oh God, right?
So that's a thing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Black Hat moved to the convention center. I swear they're stalking us because we're like easy prey. I feel they're stalking us.
We don't have anything to steal.
Right? Try to squeeze blood from a stone, dude. I mean, come on.
I think they do it just to mess with us.
No, I think it's the opposite. I think they actually know that we're the least likely to fuck with them.
That could be too.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you have fucking, you know, some real estate mogul is like, I don't trust that.
Right.
And we're over here like, oh, hey, Bill.
Oh, okay, so the Black Hat is still in
Bill, was it
Mandalay
you
in
that
August.
wasn't letting my internet work last night? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried to stream from our suite. Thanks for nothing.
Yeah. So no, like, so they can have Mandalay all they want now because apparently we outgrew it, I guess.
Right.
I don't know. And so that.
I mean, I was telling the story too. The only reason why we were at the convention center in 2016 is because we outgrew every ballroom in Vegas. And because, like I said, literally on some of the Mondays before, I was hanging out with Wizard and the Cannons and Seth, and we were all going to the venues and like trying to check out new venues for the next year and stuff like that. And so, like, we literally outgrew every ballroom. No ballroom was big enough for us. In fact, one year, it was even separated into 2 ballrooms, and people didn't like that. And so the convention center was the only place to go. The only reason why we ended up moving to the Mandalay Bay Convention Center is because the Mandalay Bay Convention Center didn't exist.
Hi, spider friend.
Oh yeah, there's a spider there. The Mandalay Bay Convention Center didn't exist the year we were at the LA Convention Center, and eventually they built that, and that's
you
why.
mean the Las Vegas Convention Center?
Yeah, the Las Vegas Convention Center. What did I say? The Las
LA.
Angeles, LA. Yeah, you're right. The Las Vegas. So the only reason why we ended up going to Mandalay Bay is because they only just built that convention center so we could start using it. And now it sounds like we're outgrowing it, or we're the arena stuff and the ticket scalping and all that stuff is just kind of annoying.
Yeah. I was actually sitting there struggling, like trying to remember where some of the other ones were, and I was like, oh yeah, we had that one at the fucking Rio.
Yeah, so it's been at the Rio. It's also been at the Green Valley Ranch.
Yeah,
we had
Hidden Valley Ranch dressing.
Yeah, the Hidden Valley Ranch dressing. We had one on the other side that was at the. God,
wasn't there one at the Orleans that I wasn't at or something?
Yeah, there was one that was. Oh God, that was 2008. It was the worst Evo of all time.
The Orleans? That sounds right.
Because that casino was just awful. We've been at the
again
Caesars
another
before.
very, very old rundown casino, just like Westgate.
Yeah, I did enjoy the one at the
I can tell the story that in 2008, when we were sitting there at night, like a bunch of us were there. It was like me and Chris Lee, Wizard, the Cannons, and everything. We were in the ballroom the night before the tournament. We're all trying to okay, we've got everything kind of set up. And they couldn't figure out how to lock the doors. Like, they just didn't have the keys to lock the doors. And literally the security guy, I shit you not, picked up a chair and stuffed it into the handles of the doors.
Yeah, good enough.
To lock it. Like, that's what happened there at that casino.
Yeah,
dude.
those sorts of shenanigans are how I've had property stolen.
Yep.
God, was it the New Orleans one?
No, it's called the Orleans.
The Orleans.
It's just called the Orleans, and they got that little alligator mascot, and it's like
we were at the Tropicana. It was the Tropicana.
Ah,
it was the Tropicana.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yes, it was the Tropicana.
That is also a shithole.
Yes, it was the Tropicana.
Thank God it's getting blown up soon, so at least we got that.
So Rio was what, 2011? Because it was the first Marvel 3 one.
Evo 2011 venue was the Rio.
It's the Rio.
But Rio
I liked that one.
The Rio was one of the first ones we went to. Then we went to other ones, and then we went back to the Rio, basically.
I really liked 2011.
Yeah.
And that was actually I think that was my last Evo until 16. Because I don't think I went to 12 at all.
Okay. Oh, man.
Oh, I know I didn't go to 12. Yeah.
Where was 12?
I don't know. I didn't go to 12.
Oh,
James, where was 12 at?
12 might have been at so at one point we were doing the Caesars in Paris. Like, we would stay in Paris, but the venue was in Caesars, or it was in Caesars, but the venue was in Paris. It was weird because they're conjoined casinos. It was a really awkward one. But we did that for a couple of years, and then we went to Mandalay Bay.
They're across the street, but they're not conjoined.
But I mean, they're related, like corporate relation, right? As well, like they're not touching.
And oh God, what was it? Which one's the one that the Paris was next to?
Bally's.
2013. So Paris, Las Vegas.
Bally's and Harrah's and.
Yeah, I think it was Bally's. Is what you're thinking.
It was Bally's. Yeah, it was Bally's. And then 14. Oh, 14 was the convention center. 15. That's not right.
What the fuck is the Horseshoe?
That's not right.
Oh,
that was
no.
Back to Bally's in Paris. And then 2016.
Horseshoe, like Fremont Street? Horseshoe? Golden Nugget kind of thing?
Well, 16 would have been the convention center again.
16 is convention center, because that's the one we went to.
And then 17, I think, is when we started at the Mandalay Bay. But, yep. 17 was Mandalay Bay until 2023, except for 2020.
And the crappy thing about that is that ever since 2017, everybody got so comfortable, and this is why it's so awkward and such an issue. Because if you were like me and went to Vegas just for fun before Evo, before you start going for Evo, you had your rewards cards. And I definitely had one for Mandalay Bay a long time ago before it started there, but thanks to that card, we got so many discounts and bonuses and free parking.
The free parking.
Like, the free parking.
Get a rewards card in
Yes.
Vegas for free parking alone.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
like
okay.
I don't. You could. There's all sorts of good rewards and everything, but just free parking.
Because every time they charge you in and out of a goddamn parking lot
Dude,
now
some of
in
those places
Vegas,
are
it
like
is
$35.
Yeah. I mean,
$30.
Stanley
No
Cup.
in and out.
For me, I mean, assuming they accept me as a commentator, I mean, they're gonna
Wherever they put you.
they put us wherever they put us. So
And then for me and Kitty, our plans are not yet finalized, so we can't tell you.
I mean, there are things brewing, but that's all I can say for now because even
We
I
have
am
water
not...
in the pot, but we don't yet have a stew.
We do. So we're trying to figure all that out. I mean, we got it covered just in case. I'll say that.
can people
much.
hear the wind? Can you guys hear?
We
the
haven't
wind?
It seriously sounds like a spooky movie.
Yeah.
I can't hear it on my end, but I don't think you guys heard the rain pouring just a little bit ago on my end either.
We can't hear it over our shit. we got spooky wind and we got rain.
I mean, Stanley Cup Gramps. I drive by that Randy's all the time because it's right next to an Arby's. So I go there all the time. That's where the closest Arby's to us is by Randy's Donuts. And so I drive by there all the time. So
James does know his Arby's locations.
Location, singular.
yeah, seriously. That's wild, man. So.
Yeah, you probably need to re-insulate that window. Like get the ceiling done on it.
Are like the blinds moving at all?
Not really, to be honest with you, though. That's true.
You guys turned your heads in synchronization like the freaking cats. That was hilarious. I'm sorry. You guys don't even know what you just did, but it was funny.
It's funny.
So, let's see. The main hotels we have for Evo is Fontainebleau, Resorts World, Fontainebleau.
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 Like when I eat the chicken cordon bleu.
Sacre bleu.
And the Westgate, which are the closest, and then you have a bunch of smaller, like Courtyard Marriotts and shit.
And Resort
around.
World.
But it seems like Fontainebleau is across the street from West Hall, and then Resort World is like a block because the convention center is so wide. Like, it literally is almost a block to walk across the street and to the hotel. I do not know where everyone is going to be, and that's kind of what we're waiting out right now. So, I mean, it seems like this Evo is going to be very hectic because, like I was saying earlier, we all got so used to being at Mandalay Bay. And even though it was 2 hotels connected in one,
2.5,
and everyone would hop back
Luxor.
and forth.
Yeah, that's right.
No,
Luxor.
no, I'm sorry. 3.5. Because even though a lot of people didn't stay there, you had the 4 Seasons on the corner of Mandalay Bay. So you had all these hotels that everybody pretty much kind of got used to hopping around, going to different suites, all this other stuff. And, you know, it's also really going to suck because our favorite restaurants were there. And the HyperX Arena was right there. And then on top of that, what are we going to do for our anime filler episode like we did last year? You know, our cabana rental and all of that good stuff at one of the best pools in Vegas. So I don't know what we're going to do if we're going to have another synchronized cabana anime episode or not. But we will definitely see. We shall see and keep updating everybody about all of this Evo nonsense. But let's see. I feel like I'm missing something we wanted to talk about, a bit of the negative about Evo besides the new location.
Well, all I know is that they better rent out that giant orb for the Marvel 2 character select screen.
Take it for a ride.
Huge missed opportunity.
Just for like 2 hours on Sunday during like finals, just have that display.
Yeah, I know, man. Oh.
So we could all be like that one meme where everyone is watching the video screen in the bar, the TV screen, and then when it finally shows up, everyone's jumping around the orb, screaming and cheering.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That
so
will be
great.
our new Evo moment. That really, really will.
If we really have the key to the city, I think we should be able to pull that off.
Yeah. Now that being said, I do really need to say one more thing on this though.
Okay.
Is that if they get the orb and they do something else instead, I'm gonna be so fucking mad. Do not waste
But,
the opportunity. Marvel 2 character select screen.
But,
Yeah.
but what if Chipotle in Street Fighter 6?
I mean,
on
here's
the
the
orb.
question though: if you did the character select screen from Marvel, obviously the characters only cover one angle of it, right?
Still on
Would you
both
just,
sides.
Just repeat it. on
Yeah,
all
you
the
could just
sides?
have it
Okay.
be a 3D render.
Yeah, because
You
you're
could
just gonna have
connect
the like
both sides.
the dark purple interior, the light purple grid,
Right.
and then you have the full character select screen, and then the full character select screen on both, and you just spin it around.
and you
it
just
around,
have them
okay.
twist around, and it'll
Yeah.
be perfect. It would be absolutely perfect.
And if
It really
somehow they could just Blair take you for a ride, dude, it would be the greatest thing, dude. Oh man.
See, now, I would pay to go inside the sphere, take the tour to see it do that from the inside out.
Yeah, see
Even
now.
though it's
mean-
completely different, I know, but still.
I mean, if I was gonna rent it out and I only had it for like 10 minutes, I would actually do the 96 boss stage. Like after Genetz has already ruined the arena, and you just stand inside as wind's blowing around you, and you have the shitty arena and mascots flying everywhere.
The mascot head spinning
Yeah.
around, going by.
Yeah, viewing that from the inside of the orb would be fucking top notch.
That would be hot to death. Well, if we win the, Powerball, I'll make sure to do that once at least for us. I don't know
That.
during Evo.
You win the
but
Powerball, we'll just make our own orb at like 1/4 the scale. It doesn't need to be that big.
I'll make my own power sphere
I'm
with
sure.
with blackjack and
Blackjack and
hookers.
Blackjack and hookers.
You know what? In fact, forget the fear.
We're gonna have a Rune 3D print a sphere now. Just there you go.
Oh man.
So
Sure,
speaking
he'll
of
offer
watching
to 3D
stupid shit on
print it as a-
YouTube, one of my favorite channels is one of those. I'm a white dude who lives in Japan now, and I love him to death. But he actually did a trip up to Aomori and showed off all the Nebita floats.
The what? Oh.
Oh my god, they're the coolest fucking thing ever, and I want to make one.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah, with like the Haomaru and Honda fucking glowy floats. Like he went to the town where they actually have that festival and showed off like the floats, like for the Tournament of Roses they have them just like in a building you can walk in and view them. They do the same thing. Like these are the completed ones. Go take a look.
Okay.
They're
Okay,
so
now I
fucking rad.
want the Nebuta song for tonight. Thank
Yeah, okay.
you. It's in my
We've
head
talked
now.
enough
Thank
about
you.
CVS2. Fuck it.
Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah,
Yeah, that one.
exactly. Okay, we'll do that.
Oh, so yeah, my recommendation is Abroad in Japan. That's my recommendation of the white dudes that live in Japan. I love that guy.
God, that's
I
so
love his work.
disappointing. I thought it would have been like some chick or something like that.
No, but in all fairness, you'll appreciate this: is that Abroad in Japan is a pun because his last name is actually Broad.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it works anyway.
Yeah.
It works anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, every time David always says like, "Oh, I studied abroad in France," and I was like, "What's her name?"
Good.
I always say that.
Good.
Yeah, always.
Good.
So.
But yeah, Abroad in Japan is phenomenal, and you should totally go check him out.
Fun fact about the Nebuta floats, they used to have them and show them on display for Nisei Week in downtown LA in Little Tokyo before it was bought out and before the giant earthquake happened that sent a bunch of the owners back to Japan to save their families. So before 2011, going to Nisei Week was fire because there was definitely the floats there, and I definitely have video of them, and the parades were amazing. Before I could go to Japan, it felt like I was there.
Wait, what's this? Like, am I the biggest Wu-Tang fan or something? I mean,
I mean, it's just
No,
worth mentioning.
but you guys know who is. Y'all know who is. He wears his bling every Evo.
It's true.
Matsumoto-san.
Oh,
Matsumoto-san.
right. Okay.
And I mean, in all fairness, you don't have to be a fan, but you do need to know they ain't nothing to fuck with.
Okay, fair. Okay. Oh man.
Damn it! Shoutouts to Wu-Tang putting fighting game soundtrack or samples and rapping about Tekken and shit back in the day. So just shoutouts to Wu-Tang Clan. Thank you. That's about it. Anyways.
Fucking Jasmine.
Okay,
Also,
what
I
is
really,
this? Kissing Jasmine Asmer? Like what?
Do you hear her?
What are we doing here?
Like, I don't want to be held, Papa.
Do you hear her meowing? Dude, she's meowing.
She's like,
The best one is when she hissed at you. I will never
yeah.
forget that. She was pissy hissy at you. That was like.
Also, it has occurred to me that I really need to get a clip from the Sonic movie and just have it ready for like streams. The time for talking is over. It's time to push buttons.
Wait, which Sonic movie? The live action one?
Yeah, Jim Carrey is
Robotnik.
Robotnik.
Okay. I've still never seen it, so.
It's actually completely solid.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I've heard
But
it's really good.
Just the scene of the time for talking is over. It's time to push buttons. Is just like that is the most FGC thing ever.
Right. Yeah.
Honestly, is that the wind or is that a siren I'm hearing on you?
That's
guys?
just the wind.
That's wind. Yeah.
That's wild. Now I can hear it.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Hi.
Oh my god.
Oh God, she's so cute.
It's true.
Also,
she's a little lovey thing.
So she's scared of two
I'm
hands
really-
because of me. Because if I have one hand, she's okay. As soon as the second hand comes out, she knows I'm trying to pick her up. So that's the.
It's fine. I
Gotta
can't be
stop
bothered.
smothering them, James.
Dude, I'm telling
Stop
you,
smothering.
she's the smart. She smothers me these days. She's literally just crawling on me and like landing on top of my nose and my mouth, and like I can't even breathe half the time.
Just picks up a pillow, go to sleep.
Like, yeah, pretty much. But again, I don't mind it because she's soft and amazing and cute, so I'll do it.
Goodness. Good lord.
Yeah, okay. I think this is a good time to pretty much call it.
I think we're gonna go ahead and call it then.
But real quick, I do have one more thing to state.
Okay.
Is the current plan, barring any unforeseen circumstances, next week we will be joined by Rome himself.
Romulus himself?
Romulus himself.
Okay, alright.
So, barring any unforeseen circumstances. We've been trying to do it last week, trying to do it this week. Little bits here and there, mostly my fault, whatever. So next week we're going to plan on doing that. And I'm going to work with him a bit and pitch some stuff beforehand.
Well, also keep in mind, 1 week from now is exactly Valentine's Day, too. So,
James, you're forgetting the most important day before that.
Oh, right. Of course, yes.
It's Shermie's birthday.
Okay. But, I mean...
Which happens to be, I don't know, my birthday, too. So it's like nothing big, but, you know, we got to celebrate Shermie.
But, I mean, that's just my
Shermies,
question
plural.
then. Do we want to do something that day?
Well, we don't care about Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day is the day where we don't go out because everything is packed.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Because, I mean, I will also mention that...
Valentine's Day mostly on Super Bowl Sunday. Because the places I want to go, there are no assholes around, and like it makes it very nice and pleasant to be out that day. That is my favorite day of the year, because everybody is at home and the freeways are clear, and you can go into any restaurant no problem.
So So, I mean, okay, I guess it's up for debate now, but otherwise, I guess, barring any unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah, for sure.
Barring any unforeseen circumstances, including fucking holidays made by Hallmark, apparently.
Right.
Then we will be doing a show next week. We will drag Romulus himself onto the show. We can talk about other things about Advanced Strike. I have something I want to do with him in regards to Advanced Strike.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, because also the next week after that is Capcom Cup week, so so that's not going to be happening. But okay, alrighty then.
A few weeks after that, we have our SNK World Championships.
Yep.
In Hollywood.
and we still need to figure out how we get into it.
Yeah, and as I have already unfortunately mentioned, I will not be there.
Yeah.
So
James actually will not be able to join us at SNK World Finals because he already has a different thing.
Yes.
Just say it if you guys haven't noticed by now, and I'm bummed too because I was asked to be somebody's cosplayer at Red Bull Kumite, which is unfortunately the same weekend as SNK World Championship. So y'all know I'm sticking with SNK no matter what. Sorry, Street Fighter 6, but we know where other people are going for that. But yes, we'll be divided. We'll be divided.
But we divide and conquer.
That is correct.
Wasn't that also a thing?
Yeah,
Yes.
divide and conquer.
I always remembered
Are you
learned
looking-
what divide and conquer meant because it was the name of an episode of the original Transformers cartoon. And there's your Transformers reference for the day. I saved it for the end.
Yeah, I respect it.
saved
I mean,
that for the
in
end.
all fairness, there are like odd words in the English language I only know because of Magic the Gathering. So hey.
And in all fairness, I did tag you, James, in an Obari Transformers
I
post.
saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
That was your one for last week,
Oh man,
which the
I
cover
would've-
art he did.
love to own stuff like that. But,
You know, if Ash Wednesday is next week, I probably should also make Ash jokes that day.
oh, there you go. Fair.
I mean,
fair.
isn't that why chat brought it up because Ash Wednesday?
Or the fact that it's like a legitimate like holiday to actually monitor depending on your faith.
Screw that! I'm already gonna Photoshop some pictures.
There you
I know what
go.
I'm doing.
Well, Stanley Cup Gramps wants a link of the Obari Transformers book thing, so there you go.
Please go to my Twitter. Please go to my Twitter, and it'll be in like retweets, replies. That's where it is. I'm so sorry. I don't tweet too much, so it's not like you'll be scrolling down forever. But you'll see like James tagged in it because I'm always retweeting Obari.
Meanwhile, I'm posting like 10 new KOF videos a day like an asshole.
It's because you're testing Advanced Strike, man. So.
And then every so often doing a new glitch video because it's funny.
Yeah. All right, so we've already agreed on this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear it, Kitty? Is it going to you or no? All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of SNKronize. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.